The transformation is similar to how werewolves transform at the full moon. Originally in the series, the Great Ape was a transformation for Goku, this character being a parody of a Monkey King, Sun Wukong, from the novel Journey to the West. Despite this, many Chinese cultural adaptations of the novel did not involve the original Wukong having access to a giant transformation whatsoever, which supposedly makes this more of a Japanese contemporary culture trait for him as seen in media such as the Hong Kong 1998 adaptation of Journey to the West and in one of Wukong's attacks in Warriors Orochi 2. Later in the series, Great Ape is discovered to be a transformation that is accessible to the characters who possess Saiyan heritage. The original Japanese name literally translates to Great Ape, used by Funimation, Giant Ape, King Ape, or Large Monkey. The form has a combination of animalistic features rather being any specific primate, such gorilla-like, almost King Kong-like, torso and legs, baboon-like faces, tails, and red eyes. The bulkiness of the design also varies over time. In order for the transformation to take place, the Saiyan needs to have a tail, as the biochemical glands responsible for initiating the transformation are located exclusively there. The Saiyan also needs to absorb at least 17 million xeno units of Blutz waves through the retina of the eyes to initiate the transformation. Blutz waves are found only in sunlight reflected by a moon. If there is no moon, a planetary body will reflect the same number of rays and initiate the transformation. The easiest way to achieve this is to gaze at the full moon, making Saiyans similar to werewolves in this aspect. If any clouds covered the moon and/or a planetary body, it would block certain amounts of the radiation and prevent the transformation. Vegeta once made himself transform by firing Power Ball, which is a fake moon, reflecting the requisite amount of Blutz rays into the air, and then staring at it. A device onboard the Saiyans' attack pods also project a hologram of a moon that was realistic enough to allow Blutz waves to be reflected in the event of their landing on a planet that lacks a moon, as evidenced by an incident where Gohan went Great Ape while training for fighting the Saiyans prior to their invasion due to Goku's attack pod reactivating. In Dragon Ball Z, the Tree of Might, Turles did the same thing to provoke a transformation in Gohan as a sadistic joke, for he knew he was powerful enough to handle him. According to Turles in the same film, the Power Ball's residual effect would keep Gohan, and any other transformed Saiyan, in their Great Ape form for a limited amount of time even if the Power Ball is destroyed, which Turles does. It can be assumed that, since it is so close to the planet, weather conditions do not affect the Power Ball's radiation output. If a natural source of Blutz waves, a full moon or planet, was destroyed or the tail is amputated, this would cause the Saiyan to instantly transform back to their humanoid form. In Dragon Ball Online, a Saiyan cannot be transformed to this form if the one is using a mask provided by the Time Breakers, since it blocks the Blutz waves, no matter how much time one spends looking at the moon. However, in Dragon Ball Heroes it is shown that if the mask is broken then the Saiyan's ability to transform is also restored as shown when Time Breaker Bardock transforms after his mask is broken. In Dragon Ball Super Broly, Paragus warns Beats against staring at Vampa's moon and points out to Beats who had never transformed that the form should only be used as a last resort, indicating that experienced Saiyan warriors generally avoid transforming unless absolutely necessary, especially if they lack complete control over it. Characteristics of Saiyans in Great Ape form. A Great Ape's power level is equal to the Saiyan's power level prior to the transformation multiplied by 10, though in Dragon Ball Z, Saiyan it instead multiplies it by 4. It is unclear whether the speed rises in proportion, but according to Goku, at the very least the Saiyan remains as fast as they were before the transformation. A Saiyan's tail will not grow back if they have surpassed the power of their Great Ape form in their base form. The color for the Great Ape's fur is usually brown and eyes are red as well. A Saiyan loses the ability to reason in this form, and will typically display berserk and destructive characteristics, even in the cases of protagonists. To quote Yamcha, when Goku transforms like that, he loses all sense of himself. He's just a big hairy ape with a sweet tooth for ripping people's limbs off. However, they can still seem to regain some sense of friend and foe deep within their subconscious, as has been demonstrated when Goku was able to get Great Ape Gohan to attack Vegeta and Gohan recognizing the dragon Icarus. Krillin theorized that half-Earthling Saiyans that have transformed retain their human mind, enabling their loved ones to break through to them. This is also shown in the Bardock special, as the transformed Team Bardock were able to focus on attacking their connaissant enemies while avoiding attacking each other despite displaying the same berserker mindset as Goku and Gohan did in the form. Despite the lack of self-awareness, as Saiyans mature, they can potentially be taught how to rein in their instincts and retain normal cognitive functions as great apes. This was displayed by Vegeta, who, unlike Goku and Gohan, did receive this training, and was even able to talk and communicate as he did in his humanoid form. However, in the video games, it is implied that only super elite Saiyans like Vegeta and his father or elite Saiyans like Nappa are capable of retaining their reason in this form, while low-class Saiyans like Turles and Raditz are not. Saiyans who maintain their reason in this form are capable of utilizing its power to the fullest, and as shown by Vegeta, can even transform into their golden great ape form from their great ape form, which allows them to easily transform into Super Saiyan 4 as their ability to retain their reason transfers over to the golden great ape form. Saiyans can still manipulate their energy in this state for feats like flight and shooting beams, most commonly from their mouth, in a manner akin to and possibly an intentional homage to Godzilla's atomic breath. As the transformation causes the Saiyan to grow to several times their original size, the Saiyans wear special armor which can stretch to fit the great ape form and shrink back to fit their normal form. Goku and Gohan don't have this, since they live on Earth, so the transformation rips their clothes apart, meaning they revert to their normal forms naked. The transformation process back to normal appears to be very exhausting, as even Vegeta, a fully trained and super elite Saiyan, was left very winded and exhausted from the experience, whereas Goku and Gohan were always rendered unconscious. Size. A great ape's size remains mostly inconsistent throughout the Dragon Ball franchise, ranging from at least 50 feet tall to titanic stature. When first shown in Dragon Ball, it was the size of a Toei kaiju, easily dwarfing Pilaf's entire castle, though later depictions shrank its size. A generalization is that most average humanoid Saiyans can fit into the palm of a great ape's hand. As far as Goku's first shown transformation goes, he is much larger in the anime than he is in the manga. In the Budokai Tenkaichi series, the great ape's size was significantly cut down to likely 25 to 30 feet tall, but they are still the largest characters in the game. Goku first transforms when Emperor Pilaf seals him and his friends inside a chamber designed to amplify the sun's rays, effectively cooking them alive when the sun rose, but a full moon rose first, so Goku proceeded to go on a rampage, destroying Pilaf's castle. While Yamcha and company decided it would be best to stay away from Goku until morning, Goku suddenly left the castle and attacked them. In the anime, Pilaf tries to fight Great Ape Goku before his plane crashes, but machine gun fire only annoyed him, while a missile only knocked him out for a short time. Yamcha then decided to try and cut his tail, thinking the pain would cause him to faint. Fortunately, removing his tail causes him to change back to normal. Earlier, Goku also mentions before transforming that his grandpa Gohan told him never to look at the full moon, and that Gohan was killed by a monster that comes out at the full moon, implying that Goku had transformed at least 2 times. Goku transforms again during the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament when his tail grows back, and once again the transformation saves him from being defeated. Although Yamcha is ready to try and cut his tail off again, Jackie Chun comes up with a more permanent solution and uses a Kamehameha to destroy the moon. Interestingly, Goku recovers from this detransformation and is conscious again before the delayed 10-count finishes. Although Goku never transforms again due to the lack of a moon, a great ape appears as a representation of his hidden power, possibly symbolizing that he has become as strong as if he really was in his great ape form, most evident when he kills King Piccolo using his penetrate technique. It should be noted that the great ape was used to represent Goku's hidden potential that was unlocked when he drank the ultra-divine water, implying that by drinking it granted Goku to access the power of his great ape form while in his base form. By the time Goku is introduced as a young adult during the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, his tail is absent. When asked about this, Goku claimed Kami once offered to restore the moon in exchange for his tail to be removed. Dragon Ball Z. As Raditz tells Goku about the Saiyan's power, Bulma, Krillin, and Master Roshi remember Goku's great ape transformations. Gohan transforms when he is out in the wild. Once again, the transformation proves to be useful in a way as it gets Gohan down from a high peak he was stuck on. Piccolo then destroys the moon, and just in case, removes Gohan's tail. The power Piccolo saw Gohan display in his transformed state caused him to become frightened by the idea of how strong Nappa and Vegeta would be in that state. In the anime only, Gohan's tail grew back again, coincidentally during a time when Goku's space pod started projecting an image of the full moon in the night sky. Piccolo tries his best to stop him but is unable to match the great ape Gohan. He eventually finds the source of the moonlight and destroys it, reverting Gohan back to normal. He then removes Gohan's tail once again. Several homages to Goku's second transformation occur here, including Gohan transforming while being hit with an electrical attack. As King Kai tells Goku about the history of the Saiyans, a flashback shows that the Saiyans were able to completely destroy the turles by transforming into great apes due to a full moon that happens only once every 7 years. 8 In the dub versions, the Saiyan race was able to exterminate the turles overnight. After Goku's Kamehameha manages to overcome Vegeta's Gallic gun, Vegeta becomes furious and decides that he needs to transform to beat him. He soon takes note of the lack of a moon as he had planned the arrival to coincide with the full moon in case transformation was needed. Unfortunately, he reveals that he is able to create a power ball to simulate the full moon's light, though this drains his power significantly. He then promptly transforms, overwhelming Goku completely and nearly killing him. His transformation is halted by Yajirobe cutting off his tail. Vegeta's transformation into a great ape also causes Goku to finally realize the truth of his own great ape transformations in the past were responsible for the death of his grandpa Gohan and for the damage at the World Martial Arts Tournament. When Vegeta's tail is cut off, Gohan learns about the process. During the same battle, Gohan's tail grows back, and he uses the power ball still in the sky to transform. While Vegeta was able to initially get away from Gohan due to his unfocused rage, Goku was able to help Gohan focus on fighting Vegeta. Vegeta does surprisingly well against the beast but is ultimately outmatched. He manages to cut Gohan's tail off with an energy disc, but then Gohan falls on him when transforming back, which coupled with all of the other injuries forced him to retreat. When Dodoria tells Vegeta about how Frieza got concerned about the Saiyans and destroyed them, a flashback shows a group of Saiyans transforming into great apes after one of them creates a power ball and destroys an entire planet. When Goku confronts the Ginyu Force, Vegeta's explanation of the legend of the Super Saiyan is a lot more detailed in the anime as it shows the original Super Saiyan as a great ape with yellowish fur instead of the standard brown. When Vegeta's spirit tells Goku about the Saiyans' near extinction at Frieza's hands, Vegeta appears in his original form, child form, and great ape form. While technically not an appearance of a great ape per se, Krillin once commented on future Trunks' Super Saiyan 3rd grade form being similar to the great ape. Ironically, an actual great ape appeared in a montage told by Krillin mentioning his awe at the Saiyans' evolving powers. After this point, there are no Saiyans with tails remaining and the great apes are mostly ignored for the rest of the series. It makes one final appearance during Goku's Super Saiyan 3 transformation, once again representing his hidden powers. Dragon Ball GT. In Dragon Ball GT, the design for the great ape form is slightly different than in the original, as it is more muscular and appears to have a large round belly. When even Super Saiyan 3 Goku proves to be no match for baby Vegeta, Old Kai decides that the only way he will stand a chance is to regrow Goku's tail. When Goku is defeated once again, he once again transforms into a great ape after looking at the full Earth but becomes Golden Great Ape this time. In this form, he seems to be able to overpower baby Vegeta but is too primitive to focus on fighting him. Eventually, Pan is able to make Goku regain his composure and self-awareness long enough to undergo the transformation into a Super Saiyan 4. No match for Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Bulma under baby's control creates a Blutz wave generator to transform baby Vegeta into a Great Ape 2. The beam is proven successful when baby Vegeta transforms into a Golden Great Ape instead, increasing his power drastically. He reveals he is able to control his form, even able to use ki-based attacks. As the battle progresses, it becomes obvious that baby Vegeta is slowly becoming more and more out of control. Eventually, Goku stops baby Vegeta by blasting his tail off. Remembering what the Blutz wave machine did for baby Vegeta, Bulma deduces that it can be used to help Vegeta reach Super Saiyan 4. The machine transforms Vegeta into a regular Great Ape. In this form, Vegeta feints an attack against Goku and promptly declares his control over his mind while in the Great Ape form. Then, He transforms into the Golden Great Ape, and then into Super Saiyan 4. The Special Dragon Ball Z. Bardock. The father of Goku starts off with Bardock and his team Tora, Borgos, Shugish, and Fasha destroying an entire civilization as great apes. The morning after, they have a conversation about how much they remember of the night prior, and it is revealed that Bardock can apparently remember everything he does as a great ape. Whether or not he has control of what he is doing is not said. Although technically they should be berserk, the entire team seems to be able to work together in great ape form and refrain from attacking each other, which could be a reference to the fact that Saiyans are trained to control their great ape forms, like Vegeta in the Vegeta saga. Goku transforms into a great ape near the end of Dragon Ball, Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle. Interestingly, even though the movie is set after Goku's first transformation, the scene plays out almost exactly like Goku's first transformation. Goku's transformation frees Yamcha and Co. from a dire situation, though, instead of destroying everything around him, he immediately chases after his friends. Yamcha once again grabs onto Goku's tail, and although Goku isn't completely immobilized like last time, Puar is still able to cut Goku's tail off by transforming into scissors. A complete transformation and reversion sequence is lacking in this movie. In Dragon Ball Z, the Tree of Might, Gohan's tail grows in the middle of a battle with Turles. Deciding to have a little fun, Turles creates a power ball and makes Gohan look at it. Interestingly, he destroys the power ball while Gohan is transforming without having an effect on the transformation. Goku fights Gohan with little luck against the beast, but Icarus appears and is able to calm Gohan down. Turles, annoyed at what is happening, blasts away Icarus, causing Gohan to attack Turles. Turles is ready to take down Gohan with one attack, but Goku uses an energy disc to cut Gohan's tail off, saving him from Turles' attack. In Dragon Ball Z, Battle of Gods, a flashback shows Great Ape Goku destroying Pilaf's castle when Pilaf sees Goten's hair as similar to that of Goku. An evil Saiyan is shown in this state during the flashback of his battle with the original Super Saiyan God. In Dragon Ball Super, Broly, Paragus warns Beats against looking at the moon while searching for Broly on Vampa, noting that a non-combatant like Beats would not be able to control himself. An experienced soldier and warrior, Paragus himself points out to Beats, who had never transformed, that Saiyans generally should only resort to the Great Ape transformation when backed into a corner. Upon finding Broly, Paragus realizes his son had looked at the moon and transformed after noticing his son's battle armor was stretched and torn in places, and Broly's standard Great Ape form appears in a brief flashback of his first Great Ape transformation. During the time Broly and Paragus were stranded on Vampa, Paragus removed Broly's tail as a precaution due to Broly's inability to control himself. However, while fighting Super Saiyan God Vegeta, Broly transforms into his wrathful, which Paragus surmises is the result of Broly accessing the power of a great ape without transforming into one, though he notes to Frieza it has a major drawback as wrathful Broly loses control over himself. In Dragon Ball, plan to eradicate the Saiyans transforming into great ape during the final stage of the Saiyan Tuffle War is shown in Dr. Likey's flashback. Dr. Reichi is also shown being originally killed by a kick from a great ape, though is later brought back by Hachiok as a ghost warrior. In Dragon Ball, The Return of Son Goku and Friends, the special features a great ape during the opening animation, as it is an updated version of the original intro sequence. Also, Tarbell has a tail, but he does not transform in the special.